This is day 3, and we are going to talk a little bit today about some value changes and doing shades and tints, which is going to be adding black and white to our colors. And we're also going to talk a little bit about color mixing. So this is obviously a little bit more advanced, but it's something that you can apply at the very beginning of learning everything about painting and art. Having these techniques available to you at the very beginning of your journey is just going to allow you more and more freedom and just help you kind of find your way and different ways that you can use the techniques that I've taught you in this series to apply them into your paintings. So for example, for this one, we are first going to start by adding our black and white. So using a color wheel, as I'd mentioned in the last one, you can see the values here. So on a scale of value, you can go all the way 100% black, all the way to 100% white. Well, you can actually do the same thing except with color. So we can go from, we're going to use this pink today. This one's called Dragon Fruit, but we're just going to use that as an example, and I'm going to show you how by adding black to it, how it tones it down, and you get your shades, and then by adding white to it, you get your tints, and you can use that in your paintings to help add depth and shading and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go over a little bit of that with you today. So that's helpful to have a color wheel. This is something we've done in our group just to kind of practice. You can do a black and white version. Today I'm gonna show you color. And then the other thing I want to show you is some color mixing. This is super fun. I love this little guide. This is available in my store if you guys want to get one. But today, this is using actual artist paint colors. Now I use craft paint in our classes, so if you're wanting to use this as a guide, you're just going to find paints that are pretty close to these main colors here, okay? So this dragon fruit color that I have is really close to that pink. So I know when I mix it with the other color, I'm going to get pretty close to what this square up here says. So I'm going to mix it with cobalt, which is the same as ultramarine blue. So when I come together up here and come over here, I see that when I mix these two paints together, I'm going to get this really pretty deep purple, okay? So these are a little bit advanced, but just kind of showing you, regardless of where you are in your artistic journey, you could be an excited newbie and you've never picked up a paintbrush before. You could be a budding artist. Maybe you've done a few paintings on your own, but you're looking to learn more techniques. Maybe you are more of like a polished painter and you really want to master blending and shading and highlights. And maybe you're already towards the end of that spectrum and you're starting to sell your own artwork. Hey everybody. So we're back, and if you notice, we magically went from a completely empty mixed media pad to one that is already completely done. So thanking technology for being as wonderful and reliable as it is sometimes, for whatever reason, my camera decided to stop recording right in the middle of that video. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. Now you guys are gonna have an example and watch me do this again and explain it to you. So the first thing we're going to do is do our tints, which is adding white to our pinks. And then we're also going to be adding black to our pink, and that's going to give us our shade. And the thing I have here in the middle is a little color mixing. And we mixed our hot pink and our ultramarine blue, which I was showing you guys in the previous video. And we made our own purple. And then I added some yellow to it to tone it down. So I'm gonna walk through all of that again and kind of show you guys how this works. So we're gonna start here with our hot pink again. I'm just gonna go over top of this, kind of fill that back in again. And we'll come along the side here. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do it this way. You've got your solid pink color Here I haven't added anything to it yet. And now I just want to pick up just the tiniest bit of white and add that in. And you can see that slight difference in the shade there, or I should say tint. So it's slightly lighter. And then we're just going to pick up more white. And we're going to kind of blend these as we go down so you guys can see this nice transition. But this is something you can use in your paintings. Just really learning about color and how it works and how you can take one hue, which is our color, and change it so much just by adding black to it, by adding white to it, and by adding another color to it. So all of this, everything on here stemmed from that one color of pink and then us adding a few things to it. So we're just going to keep going down here. And you could even do a full painting doing this, and it would be called a monochromatic painting, which means you only used one color and then had tints and shades to add to it, which is a very, very fun way for you to find value. This is all about value. So this is all about you seeing, think of it of like looking at a black and white picture. In a black and white picture, you see the values and everything. You see the darks, you see the lights, the highlights, and you have all that transition, all those grays that are in between. So you can do the same thing with color. You could take a black and white photo and then say, okay, well, I want to add blue to it, or I want to add pink to it, but it's still going to have those same values. So it's teaching your eye to just see the difference in that. But this is just a fun exercise for you to, again, get comfortable with your paints. I'm going to get some more pink out of there. Get comfortable with them. Get used to playing. This is on a mixed media pad, which all my students in my class have, which is a great practice pad. You can just use it to kind of do this type of thing on, to practice your techniques. So like I showed you in some of the previous videos, this is where you can really practice and play with different things before you commit to adding it to a canvas. So then we'll do the same thing up here. We're going to start with more pink. I got the white out of there, so I just have solid pink now. Then I'm going to come over here, extend it this way. And I'm going to pick up just the tiniest bit of black with that. See how that just makes it slightly darker, not extremely dark. Black is super powerful, so when you're using it, use it with caution. You just need a little bit, and a little bit goes a long way. So I'm able to actually kind of did an in-between color here, and then you can kind of see how this goes. Because you could break this down into a transition of 5, or you could do 10, so you can kind of do it however you want to. But it's, again, just teaching you more about how color works. Not about being perfect, not about having the exact number of scales of transition, but just so your eye can start seeing that transition in color. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more black here. So everyone is just slightly darker than the last. And then when you get to your final, every black, so this black is not going to be just plain black. It's still going to have just the slightest amount of pink left in it. So kind of like with grays, every gray has a little bit different hue. If you're painting in your home, you may know what I'm talking about. If you ever pick a gray paint, some put off more of a yellowish color, some put off more of a blue color. So I kind of look at it this way with paints too. When you're painting, every black that you have in there kind of has a little bit of a hint of some kind of color to it as well. So you guys see how that works. So we've got our nice transition of shades here, of highlights here. And now this is the fun part. I love color mixing. And what we were doing today is adding our pink and our ultramarine blue, and we're gonna get this really pretty purple color. So I got it once. Let's see if I can do it again. It's got a little bit more blue in it than it has pink. But again, this is all trial and error. It's all practice. You're just kind of playing with it until, and it's not like you have to match those exact colors. This is if you were looking to make a specific color. This is just really teaching you how to do that with paint. If you don't have the color that you want straight out of a bottle, you can make your own, which to me is even more satisfying because you're making your own paint color. All right, so let's see this. We've got that added together. You can see how close that is. And then the next thing I did here, I picked up, we talked a little bit about using the color wheel again. Complementary colors mean opposites, so we'll pull this back out. Opposite of yellow is purple, opposite of red is green, blue and orange, and so on. So since I have a purple here, I'm grabbing a little bit of yellow. And what happens when you combine opposites is they give you a neutral. So it could be shades of grayish, brownish color. So it tones down the color. So it takes it from its pure color and it just tones it down and it gives it a more muted color, which is great for when you're trying to create depth in your painting. You want something to look further away, you kind of mute it down, it becomes softer. So we're doing the same thing here. So if you add yellow and purple, see, you get this kind of like khaki-ish brown color, which is what we've got here. So I'm just going to show you guys how I got that. And I'm just blending back and forth until you get whatever neutral color you're trying to get. But this is fun because it just shows you all the different things that start with just one color of paint. And by adding blacks and whites and colors to it, you can get all these different things. And that all started with this bottle of paint, black, white, and blue. So super fun. I hope that taught you guys something. Stay tuned because the next segment in this video is going to take you inside the inner tribe. Hey guys, this is going to be your little sneak peek inside the inner tribe. So this is what it looks like on our brand new website that I'm so excited about. We just launched it last week. So you guys and the current members are getting all of this now. So it's just awesome. Once you log in, and you'll get your login as soon as you become a member, you will see this homepage, and there's going to be a little welcome video from me. I'm not going to show it to you now. And then you've got these different categories. So we have our membership vault, which has over 65 painting tutorials. We have our templates, technique videos, resources, and then guest speakers. So all you do is just click on what you want to go to, and this is a little sneak peek of what you have to choose from. So we have it separated by category to make it easier to find what you want. All these holiday ones, spring, summer, fall. So that gives you a little idea of inside the vault. And then templates are all of the tracers. So some people call them traceables or tracers. This is so you don't have to freehand these. I don't know if this is going to pop up. It may pop up in another screen. Oh, it comes up for a download. Anyways, that is going to, it will come up for a download. You download it and print it is what that means. But it's just going to be like the outline of the cow, the outline of the bird or the bike, whatever it may be, so that you're not having to freehand that. Under technique videos, we've got all kinds of little bonuses in here for you. So more on values and color mixing, brush strokes, how to do buffalo plaid, flower techniques with a palette knife, how to build a palette board, how to transfer your templates. Then under resources, this is a load of valuable information here. I can't stress that enough. We've had a lot of members go back to these in a recent challenge that I did, and they have learned so much. So these are live Q&As from the first year. And then we have, I'm going to go over to page 2 here, these troubleshooting techniques. And there's just so much valuable information in there. So you can go back and check all of those out as well. Let's get back to this page here. Give me just a second. One more. Here we go. You can also, like if you're wanting to know where to buy supplies, I just make it easy for you guys. So my Amazon store has everything specific, all my different categories that I use. So easy to find there. I also buy from Blick Art. This is a great place for canvases of different sizes. And then Hobby Lobby is where I get like all my favorite deco art paints and stuff. So you can order those online. And then our lovely guest speakers. So this is just a few of the images of what you've got to choose from here. Hand lettering with my friend Casey Hope, and some glass art with my friend Cindy Manley. And we have a new guest speaker every single month. So this is constantly going to be added to, as well as the templates in Vault. So this is just an easy place for you to see everything inside the membership hub in one easy area. And the cool thing is you can get the Kajabi app, and then you can download this on your iPad or your phone, and it makes it even easier to view from those 2 devices. So super handy, really excited about it. You guys are going to love it. And then, last thing over here, it's going to say, click to join the Facebook group. I thought I was going to have to get out and get back in, but I can show you guys here. So this is where the community part of it is. And this is where all the members are. And we are like anything important, by the way, I'm going to put up in the announcements right here. So these are some announcements that I'm sharing with the members. And then everyone's sharing their artwork that they've been doing. This is one of our most recent tutorials. This is where I do my live tutorials each week inside of the group. Just some more of their work. We're doing a lot of bunnies and sunsets right now. Look at all these beautiful pieces. So we're working on landscapes this month inside the group. I love this one. So you can kind of see what is going on in here, but it's just an awesome place for you to bond and make friends with other women who are learning the same things that you're learning. And it's cool because everyone's at a different level. So we have beginner artists, and we have people who teach paint parties and everything in between. Here's Miss Shelley and her awesome cow paint party she just did. So if you do teach paint parties, you do have the rights to my paintings to teach at your local paint nights. And then I'm going to jump over here to units. This is units and announcements. These are the 2 most important tabs. Units is where all your quick links are, your open first, get started here. And then we keep 3 months worth of the tutorials inside the Facebook group. Everything else goes in the membership hub. So you can go back January, December, November is our most recent ones. And so they're all under units, where you have a color list, reference photo, and tutorial, and template would be listed here if it was relevant to that painting. So I hope that gives you guys a good idea of what it looks like inside the membership. We'll go to the photos tab to finish this off so you can see some of this awesome work that's going on in here. So we are super excited, and it is not too many more days until doors open again, and I only open twice a year. So stay tuned for more information about that. But meanwhile, enjoy practicing, and be sure to post your work in the free group, and I look forward to seeing